All right, Nick, listen, you lived through this. Brett Favre came to the Jets, and it didn't work out, but 11 games in, it sure did, as the New York Jets were 8-3. But here comes the silver-haired warrior named Aaron Rodgers. We all know it's happening. I know the paperwork's not done yet. The trade's not official, but he's going to be a New York Jet. When we get him, Odell Beckham Jr. comes right on his tail end. And now the New York Jets are the team to beat. Agree or disagree?
If we get Aaron, agree. However,
talk to me.
I want to put a little doubt in your mind.
Okay.
When I listened to Aaron talk,
yes,
he mentioned that his intention was to come play for the Jets and wants to play for the New York Jets.
Yes.
As a former New York Jet, felt a lot of pride in it.
Yes.
You know what? A Hall of Fame quarterback wants to come play for us. That's exciting.
It's very exciting. Yes.
Then later that night, I'm sitting around the dinner table and I'm thinking. I was like,
did we alert the press?
Yeah. I eat dinner.
No, I was talking about the thinking part.
Yeah, that too.
Go ahead.
Yeah, don't get in the caveman again. He specifically said, and this is a guy who has a way with words. His intention is to play for.
That's what he said. That's a quote.
That scares me a little bit.
Yeah, it scared me too.
What if it changes? What if something happens?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you know what? I retired.
Well,
I intended to play for the Jets.
I don't think retirement is a possibility.
I don't think so, but I think there are other avenues.
Yeah.
Which scares me. Because
the other avenue means another team.
We can't have nice things.
Yes. I mean, you went to 2 AFC championship games.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun.
We have nice things.
We have nice things.
Listen, I was like
I want them. I'm all in.
Yeah.
It would be fantastic. It would be so much fun. I've called all my people and said, hey, when's he coming? And no one's giving me anything.
You have people?
I have people. And one guy tells me nothing.
Yeah, well, I saw you online begging to help him get a realtor, too.
I got a great one.
All right, you live this, right? As a player on the team, you were obviously there when the New York Jets, I'm not sure if you remember me with the bullhorn in the parking lot saying, let's get Brett, when poor Chad Pennington was like, what is this guy doing, and why are we letting him do it? But they did let me do it. And Brett Favre comes here. First, walk us through, I think if I remember correctly, it was a preseason game in Cleveland when Brett Favre shows up on the sideline as a New York Jet. Walk me through the experience.
Yeah, so we were in Cleveland for a preseason game in the hotel the night before. It's about 11 o'clock, I think, is when the news broke or so. And that's when they sent Chad home. On a private jet, which is probably a nice flight.
At least you get to go private.
Yeah.
You're right. That's into the Cleveland airport, right? Come on.
So they sent him home. And the craziness, we got Brett Favre. This is crazy. And then we're sitting in the locker room before the game, and Brett just strolls right through like a conquering war hero. Just walking through like a general.
And and what was the reaction from the guys? Yes?
Well, it was exciting, especially for me. I mean, I think at the time I was 24. I grew up watching Brett Favre, and I was like, well, I get to play with Brett Favre. This is amazing.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. And then we went on a pretty fun run up until he got hurt.
Yeah, the Jets were 8-3. And were a lock to make the playoffs and maybe make a run. You had this great, all-world quarterback, but we didn't know that he was hurt. Did you guys know that he was hurt in the moment? You didn't.
We didn't know either.
Really?
Yeah.
He had surgery after that year, goes to Minnesota, and plays great. But, listen, Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Jet. I had to get over that same hurdle of, that word, maybe he will, maybe he won't. What if New England calls up and says, we'll give you a better offer for him. We don't want to compete against the Jets with Aaron Rodgers. Maybe he's such a lunatic. He does say, you know what, I'm out. Maybe he hates whatever it is. But I think now we're at a point where all can understand Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Jet. Mm-hmm. I believe, I've been told, that they have a deal in place pending with Odell Beckham Jr. once the Aaron Rodgers deal is official and gets done. So now when you take a look at the New York Jets with Aaron Rodgers, on a piece of paper, which I know a lot of times doesn't mean anything, they are as good or better than everybody else in the AFC. They have the wide receiver depth and talent, pretty good tight ends. Obviously, we always worry about an offensive line. Is Mekhi Becton going to be able to play left tackle? Is Verrett Tucker going to be healthy on the right side? I get it. But the New York Jets have a top 5 defense, and that's when they were on the field a heck of a lot because our offense wasn't any good.
Right, and so I think the pieces are there. And I think a great point that you brought up is health. A lot of times we've gone in with great depth at the offensive line. The next thing you know, we have 5 brand new starters because everyone got hurt. So I think if we can put all these pieces together and everyone stays healthy, I think they are the team to beat.
Okay, so all you people in Kansas City, that Nick Mangold saying the same exact thing I'm saying.
Yeah.
If healthy, on paper, the New York Jets are the team to beat. We can have good things.
Weird. The Jets lifelong fan and a Jets Hall of Famer think the Jets are the team to beat.
Yeah, but here's what you don't understand about our lives.
Yeah.
We are self-haters.
Okay.
We understand, like Nick just said a few moments ago, we're not entitled to good things. Here's a good thing. And by the way, I don't even like Aaron Rodgers.
I know you don't.
All right, it's not a guy I could sit and have a beer with. I don't think we could sit in your backyard.
I think we could.
I don't think we could. I don't think you and I are slopping sauce on some ribs, throwing down some cold brews, talking about girls.
Ayahuasca.
I don't think that's happening.
I believe it probably could.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, at least
Then maybe I do like Aaron Rodgers.
My previous experience with Aaron Rodgers was back in 2006.
Go ahead.
My buddy's bachelor party.
Okay.
This was before he was even starting. So, and we had a great time.
All right, so just without getting into details, you're telling me now that Aaron Rodgers, regular guy that you can kick back, put on some tunes, and have a couple beers with.
I had a great time.
You did?
I did.
That was 2006, though. It's 2023. He's not exactly the same guy.
Zebras don't change.
3 years ago, we were all happy he was going to be on Jeopardy. Now no one wants him. You don't even want him to play your quarterback.
Well, the only thing that scares me about Aaron is that for a guy who's as good as he is, self-proclaimed the greatest Packer of all time, the only thing that scares me is how come nobody else picked up the phone? That's the only aspect of it. But it's kind of like, it's like we're waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? Like you're telling me the New York Jets are the only team that had an interest. And to be fair, I say the same thing about Lamar Jackson, right?
Yes.
You're telling me there's not a single team in the entire league that wants a 26-year-old former MVP? It's crazy.
Insane.
Well, that by itself is craziness. That's a whole other segment. Let's save that for another segment.
Yes.
The whole Lamar Jackson stuff is crazy. But I feel like once it became aware that the Green Bay was getting rid of Aaron and the Jets moved in, I feel like everyone just kind of went away. And I don't know why, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah, listen, he's coming to New York now. Here's what happens when a franchise acquires an all-world quarterback. Guys like Odell, I think Odell's going to be great here. Guys like Odell want to go there because wide receivers want to play for quarterbacks who can find them even when they're not open, right? Give me the rock, I'll make the catch. It also results in guys like Sauce Gardner reaching out to players like Odell Beckham. Look at this little social media stuff, right? That's so confusing to me.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, so Sauce tweeted the picture on the left. I don't know what that is. And Odell Beckham basically responded with gang. I assume he means gangrene, but I honestly don't know.
What?
And these are the moments where I recognize I am not nearly as hip as I thought I was. So I'm being told in my ear now that the picture is supposed to represent the famous catch Odell had against the Dallas Cowboys on that whatever Sunday, Monday night. The rest of it is emojis and the word gang.
Yeah. Now, see, the gang, I feel like, and I've been out of the game for a while, so I'm a little bit behind.
Go ahead.
My kids don't keep me as young as I thought they would.
Right. Well, they're also 5.
I think it's more like fam, like family.
Fam. Okay.
So I think that's new fam.
So gang is the new fam.
Yeah, that's what I'm going
I'm going to make a little note.
write
See if
that
my
down.
teenage kids think Daddy's. I'm going to go home tonight and refer to my family
What's up, gang?
as "Let's go, gang."
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Actually, I do see that.
You saying it makes you sound like Father Brady. Please do not say, "All right, gang, let's get in
Let's
the
go,
station
gang.
wagon."
Daddy's got to go back and design a house. Anyhow, listen, here's what happened yesterday, right? So I did my power rankings yesterday. The season doesn't start for 6 months. We haven't even had the NFL draft yet. And I merely said on this show yesterday, with Aaron Rodgers and then the pending move to get Odell Beckham Jr., the New York Jets are number 1. They are the team to beat. The Kansas City Chiefs are number 2. I've got mad respect for Andy Reid, of course, my main man, and of Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in all of football. But let's keep it real. They barely got by the Bengals again this year in the AFC Championship game, with some questionable decisions at the end of the game with the hit out of bounds, right?
Okay.
They barely beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. The Bradbury holding call, big part of that. Or we're going to overtime. But yes, they won the Super Bowl. They've got the best quarterback. All I said was on a piece of paper.
On a paper.
If the New York Jets add Odell Beckham Jr. and Aaron Rodgers to a team with Garrett Wilson, to a team with, Uzama, the return of Breece Hall, the top 5 defense, et cetera, that from a pure talent standpoint, on paper, the Jets are the team to beat. Because right now, outside of Kadarius Toney, and obviously Travis Kelce, who's a tight end, you can't name a wide receiver.
Right.
And don't sell me on Sky Moore. Sky Moore was damn near cut by the Chiefs in Week 8 last year.
Okay.
All right? So I'm not discounting the Kansas City Chiefs and their success and their history now of success.
Yes.
I'm merely saying your time is over. It's a Jet world, and we're all living in it.
Argue that.
Okay, I will. Who's calling plays for
Nathaniel
the Jets?
Hackett.
Okay.
Nathanial Hackett led the Green Bay Packers to 13-win seasons multiple times.
And how many plays did he call when he was doing that?
Listen, that's an overrated thing.
How is that an overrated statement? You've said on this show
Aaron's going to be calling the plays anyways, just like Brett Favre did.
Bang. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.